Hey, Tua, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
No problem. You're going to get a lot of Marcus Mariota questions today, so I guess I'll start right with it. I read you were a fourth grader when you first met him. How vividly do you remember that exchange, and what did you take with you from that time?
Well, I mean, at the time, Marcus was really, I mean, he was really big in the college football realm. Well, he was at Oregon. He was a big role model for a lot of us kids back home. But I think fourth grade, when I first met him at a football camp, man, just a humble guy, hard worker. He was one of the guys that kind of took me under his wing, so to say, when we went to a passing camp at our alma mater at St. Louis in Hawaii. And I went and threw with the high schoolers at fourth grade. And, you know, everyone was wondering, like, why are you throwing with us? You know, you're a fourth grader. And Marcus kind of took me under his wing, so to say. So I guess from there, just really looked up to him. And, you know, he's just really been the same person.
Cam?
Hey, Tua, if you guys both start, you and Marcus, it'd be the first battle of Hawaiian quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm curious what you think that would mean for the Polynesian community, the Samoan community, the Hawaiian community. See you guys on that primetime stage Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's something really cool, being that me and Marcus are both, of Samoan heritage. His dad's Samoan, and then both my parents are Samoan, and we come from Hawaii. I think that's something super cool, to see for the kids back home in Hawaii, to see two guys compete against one another. If Marcus is, named the starter. No, but I think it's also enlightening for someone like Kamu as well, who comes from the islands, and who I believe knows Marcus personally too. So, if Marcus does get that opportunity, I think it'll be really fun.
Hey, Tua, good afternoon. I know that a lot of football players like to try to keep things the same no matter what. Big game, small game, doesn't matter. I'm curious, what are some routines that you maybe had for a long time, night before the game, day of game day, things you like to always do the same way?
I'm not too sure. I guess if we have a home game, I go home, I shower, I don't know. I just do things. I don't always do things the same, like game day. Like sometimes I'll eat before the games. Most of the times I won't eat. But yeah, I wouldn't say like I have something that's just spot on I have to do, or like I need to listen to this song every time, or I don't have anything.
I've got another Marcus question for you. What was his legacy at your high school when you came in there? Reputation and that kind of thing. How would you describe it?
Sorry, can you say that again? There was a plane.
Sure. Yeah, I remember those planes coming over the practice field. How would you describe Marcus's legacy at your high school as you were coming in?
Oh, Marcus has a big legacy. While I was coming in to start my first time, at St. Louis. That was my 7th grade year. And I believe Marcus had just left for college when I came. They just won a state championship. And I mean, Marcus has just been really like the standard a lot of the kids back home look to, as a person, as a human being, and being as good as he was, that didn't change who he was as a person.
Armando?
Hey, Tua, I saw on social media that there was some gift giving involved with the offensive line from you, I guess, last week. know this week is Christmas. What does Christmas mean to you? And what is your personal testimony, if that's any part of Christmas for you?
Yeah, well, I would say, from a belief standpoint, what Christmas means to me is to be able to give, and that's kind of like what the Father has done for us. He kind of gave us a gift, which was his only Son, which was Jesus Christ, and we're able to celebrate his birth. But for me, just being able to be able to give, something like that to the linemen, something that I know they could use every day, or they love grilling, they love cooking, so something that I could get that they would use. I thought that'd be pretty cool. And then just also trying to do things for others, and also in the process of trying to do things for the community too. So
Travis?
Hey, Tua, I noticed there was some similarities between the interception in the first quarter of the game and your 3-yard touchdown rush in the fourth quarter, both on the 3-yard line, both on third down, and they sent an extra rusher on both those plays. I'm wondering for you if that was a process of kind of trying to learn something in game and applying it later on in the game, and what's that process like for you throughout the course of the game as you try to maybe apply some of the lessons you learn within the game?
I think that's exactly what happened. They were different looks, but in a way similar. In the first one where I threw the interception, that was really rookie-esque, if you will. Throwing that ball blindly. I could have just took the sack. We had points there, whether it was touchdown or field goal, and I threw that away and kind of gave the momentum back to the Patriots in that game. But I would say I definitely learned from that. Don't want to force anything. And if I could have made it with my legs, then that was kind of the thing. And if not, then we still would have had points. We would have been able to kick a field goal.
We got time for 2 more. Safin?
Tua, you're going up, obviously against John Gruden and the Raiders this week. What do you think a John Gruden QB camp type TV show? What did you think that experience would be like for you and him, if that did ever happen between you guys? If you're a fan of the show or not?
Yeah, I was a big fan growing up watching those shows. I watched them with my dad when I was young growing up. But a lot of those Spider 2Y Peel bananas, whatever he had going on, I thought that was so cool. But yeah, I don't know how that'd be. I could only imagine how that'd be. It's either you're getting yelled at or, hey, good job. So I don't know.
All right, last one, Hal.
Hi, Tua. I wanted to ask you about how the offense is doing in terms of being able to pass ball downfield, get those deep balls downfield, and how do you approach that when it's time to take a chance throwing the ball downfield and when it's not?
I believe this game is taking what the defense gives us, and if they're going to continue to give us things underneath, for me, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to trust that our guys, are going to catch, and you never know what could happen. They can catch the ball. Just going to wait a little bit. You never know what the yards after guys catch the ball. So you just want to get the ball in the hands of our playmakers, and let them do the work. If there is a shot and it's open, then that's when I should be taking it.
Hi, Eric, how are you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good.
I wanted to ask you about Darren Waller. Obviously a big challenge for you. When you watch him on tape, what do you see, and how do you deal with this guy?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't hear a word. We had this big tractor just came right by me. I didn't hear a word you said. I had a tractor just come right by. It was loud.
Oh, Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's good now.
I wanted to ask you about Darren Waller, what you see on him when you watch him on tape, and how do you contend with a guy like that?
Yeah, Waller. I mean, he's definitely a different breed. He's not really a tight end. You know, he's basically a receiver, a big receiver. I mean, he's explosive. He can run. I've seen corners and safeties cover him, and he beating them. So I mean, it's definitely going to be a huge challenge this week.
Safin?
Hey, Eric, how you doing, man? When you have a guy like Waller and like you said, he's just so versatile with where he lines up, what do you think that does for an offense?
Man, that just creates a whole bunch of personnel mismatches. They use them in 13, 22, 21, and usually when you get big people personnel like that, teams, they put more linebackers out there, to cover tight ends some sort. And that's just a huge mismatch, for him. And that's what they want. So, I mean, when you got a guy like that, you just open up a whole playbook.
Armando?
Eric, so I know that the Raiders are job one. It's Christmas week. And so, you all have families. What does the holiday mean to you in the middle of football season, and how do you handle it?
I mean, the holidays mean a lot because it's usually, families come together, spend time, have Christmas, dinner, lunch, hot breakfast, however, families do it. But, this year, just, a little bit different because usually every Christmas or around Christmas, there's always a game, but never like I had to leave on, Christmas Day. So it's definitely an adjustment, but, hey, it's not a forever thing. So, we got a job to get done and, we just got to go.
Joe?
Hey, Eric, how do you feel about the opportunity itself being, the game on TV, on NFL Network on a Saturday night? What opportunity comes with that?
Man, honestly, I forgot it was a prime time game, a prime game. But yeah, usually with those, at the end of the day, it is just another game. But maybe this time, if you got family that's, in a different part of the country, they can watch it because it's the only game on that night. So you just get some more exposure. But there's always like a little bit more hype to it, like when it comes down to that game day.
Kyle?
A lot has been talked about how strange a year this has been for everybody in the league, given what's going on. When you think back, what was the first sign you had, the first real sign in person where you told yourself, whoa, this is, was it when you got tested or some of the protocols? What was it?
It was when that we didn't have to come in for the off-season program. And I wasn't used to staying. Usually, it's a cycle every year. I go home from January, February to end of March, come back in April, whatever city I'm at. But this year, stayed at home, from Texas. So I stayed at home all the way till I think I came back out here in June, somewhere around mid-June. And that was weird because that's, I've been doing this routine cycle for now 6 years and it's been thrown off. So, ever since that moment, I knew, this whole year is going to be different.
Hey, Rob, how's it going, man?
Oh, how are you?
Good. I was wondering, what was your reaction last week when you got that Christmas gift from Tua, and have you been able to make any of the food yet?
I was pretty excited about it, man. I'm still excited about it. I actually set it up the day I got it, and actually threw some of the hot dogs on it. So I have used it, and I plan on using it this week as well.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, Rob, I was trying to get my video started. What do you think was the biggest reason that the team was able to rush for 250 yards on Sunday?
Preparation, I think. Preparation and practice. I think that we practiced hard, we prepared hard, and I think that everybody played played and executed on the same level. That's from tight ends to receivers to O-line to quarterback to the running back. I feel like everybody's on the same page. I think that helped us a little bit Sunday.
Steve?
Rob, you guys were the first team in the NFL in 2 years to start 6 rookies on offense last week, and obviously had a very successful day. How did you pull it off with all those young guys? How is this success happening so quickly for all you?
I would just say again, the preparation. I think that we prepare well. We don't look at ourselves as, rookie. That's what we are, but we got to prepare. We got a job to do. We got to try to execute that job. Because all of us are trying to help this team win. That's our job to be and try to help this team win. I think that's what we do. We take it serious and we prepare.
Al?
Rob, two questions for you. One, what do you think of quarterbacks who take care of their linemen? And two, more seriously, what is it like blocking for a guy like Breida who can get outside with his quickness so well? How does that affect you as a lineman?
Well, for the part of taking care of us, that's great. I love that. Like I said, I like the grill a lot, and I plan on using it a lot. So that was a great gift. And for that question, man, it doesn't even matter. I feel like who's back there. I think I feel like as long as we try to do your job and we execute our job the correct way, I feel like a lot of our guys can make something happen. And once you see them run past you, no matter if it's Breida, Gaskins, or Ahmed, I always throw my hands up because I think it's a touchdown. So whoever it is, man, I enjoy when I see him run past the second level. If I'm making a block or we making a block on the second level and see him run past, that just brings joy to a lineman, I would say.
Steve?
15 weeks into the season, do you still think of yourself as a rookie, Rob? Do you still consider the other guys in the 2020 class rookies?
I still get called a rookie, so I'm definitely a rookie still. But no, we're growing and we're starting to get the hang of the game. We're starting to get better and understanding the game a little more, because this is a game you got to grow, and I think that we're all growing. So we're rookies still, but we're definitely growing.
It looks like this is the last question here, Joe.
No pressure. Rob, I thought you were involved in some of the long run plays on Sunday. I saw you using your long arms and also playing, continuing to play for as long as you could. What are a couple of things that you feel you were focusing on since you started the season that maybe you're a little better at now?
Man, it's the same thing, Deli. I came in the season wanting to get better, coming from a smaller school, and I think today, week 15, I'm still trying to get better. So I think that it comes with just preparation, like I keep saying. The will of wanting to get better, trying to get better. I would say.
Hi, Matt. How you doing? I wanted to ask you about when you're in the huddle and a play is called for you, knowing that you stand a real good chance of beating your man to the corner and turning the corner once you hit the edge. What's going through your mind? What's that like?
Just thinking about executing the play at the time. Not really, I'm not really worrying about one guy on a particular play. Just worry about executing the play and using my ability. If I can't get to the edge, then good. If not, then run up the middle.